Hey, thank you so much for joining. We have an awesome episode of Web3 DJs today. We're going to be covering some of the biggest news from this last week, including Moonbirds. Everybody's talking about that. Sticky, what do you got for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So this week we're going to be breaking down all the Frens project from Alien to V. In addition to that, we're going to be highlighting some massive potential upcoming projects. You're going to want to see these. Make sure you stay tuned.
Let's just get right into it. I'm going to share my screen here, and let me just pull up. Are you able to pull that up?
Yeah, sorry. I'm still just trying to figure out what is going on with the Twitter. I'm not sure why it works for every other streaming,
There
but
we go.
Twitter
There
does
we go.
not. That being said, the show must go on, right?
No, it's all good. So really, when I started thinking about this show, I was like, what am I going to talk about that people haven't already talked about? And what I was trying to figure out is like, if you're new to the NFT space and you just see the meteoric rise that Moonbirds had, you probably wouldn't understand why. And that's really the position I was taking. I was like, why did this project blow up the way that it has? I mean, I just want to show you this. If I just go to the all-time, it's already number 9. So 111,000 Ethereum in literally, I think it's 9 days, eight days maybe. So it's already outperformed Doodles, Meebits, Bored Ape Kennel Club, World of Women, Cyberkongs, I mean, Veefriends, you name it.
Oh my goodness.
In a week.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Bored Ape just turned 1 like yesterday or the day before. So, I mean, it's done 1/5, a little more than 1/5 of what Bored Apes have done in the last year in 9 days. So, if I just go back here and I click on trading volume.
Yeah.
Look at this. It came out the 16th. The floor price right now is 33 ETH. So I just did some simple math. So there was a 10,000 Moonbirds that were minted. The mint price, let's see if I can pull this up. The mint price was 2.5 ETH. Now, they elected to do this because they didn't want to have a gas war. So there was all this debate. And they just said, okay, we're going to mint 10,000 at 2.5 Ethereum. And then you had to be on the allow list. And if you got that, I mean, you got to steal. If you just held it from then, I mean, it's already at 33. You would have minted it. But 2.5 ETH, I mean, ETH is at like 2,900 right now. So just simple math, I'll just round up to 3,000. That's $7,500 US to mint one of these birds. Now,
crazy.
If you look at the art, I mean, it's no better or worse than anything else. But some people might look at that and go, okay, I'm paying $7,500 for this, right?
Yeah.
They raised $75 million in a day on the launch. That's huge, man.
And who is they? Who is they? Do you know who the founders are?
Yeah. I'm going to get into that. But I'll just answer your question. It's this guy right here. His name's Kevin Rose. He's the main guy. Now, there's a couple other people involved in the project, and it actually stems from this was their initial project. It's called the Proof Collective. And if you just go and look at, I'll go back to stats right here. Proof Collective is also number 19.
Wow.
It's only trading for a small 122 Ethereum floor. Yeah. Now, a week ago, that was like 80 something, but still 80. Why? Right?
Right.
I don't know. Like 2 weeks ago, I hadn't even heard about this. I heard about this on a podcast called Overpriced Jpegs. And I suggest if you're trying to learn about NFTs and crypto, this is a part of the Bankless podcast. Okay. But this is specifically about NFTs. And she did a full, hour-long deep dive before it had launched. And so it's interesting to hear about them talk, because I don't think they even anticipated it to blow up the way that it did.
Yeah.
But
This guy Kevin Rose, is he the one who has the Modern Finance podcast? Is this the same
yes,
guy?
same guy.
Okay, so all of the dots are starting to be connected for me. I
Yeah.
actually only heard about him because you put me onto another podcast that AJ Vaynerchuk was on, and he suggested on that podcast that people go back and listen to the first X number of episodes from Modern Finance, and so I started that today. And so it's so funny that these dots would be connected like that. Wow, very
Yeah, I
interesting.
didn't even know who this guy was. So I did a whole
Oh, I
bunch of
see.
reading
Okay.
earlier today, after listening to maybe 4 or 5 podcasts in the last week. But yeah, let's just break this down. So he's a partner in True Ventures, also the host of Proof and Modern Finance. Previously an entrepreneur, founded the social news Dig, Zero Oak. I haven't heard of any of those. And then he was a general partner at Google Ventures. Now, some of the stuff he's invested in is pretty legit, so I can
Mhm.
understand why this guy is a big deal. But the average person coming in, if you hear Kevin Rose and you don't know any of this, like, it doesn't really matter. So you're probably scratching your heads. But if you go down here, some notable investments. So Twitter, Facebook, Zynga, Square, Medium, Foursquare, Nextdoor, Bluebot. I mean, this guy's
Yeah,
pretty legit.
definitely.
Um, Top 25 angel investors, top Web3 web celebrities. Um, yeah, I mean,
Man,
there's I found this article right here on the Business Insider. If you really want to go back, they go a little bit further into his career.
okay.
But I think the part that was interesting on this, so if you go right here,
Whoops.
so by late 2009, Rose had begun investing in earnest and already had a big portfolio of white hot startups like Twitter and Foursquare. Here are some of the other investments according to Crunchbase. So Twitter in 15 million Series B, worth 8 billion.
Wow.
Zynga 15.2 million Series B, went public, now worth 3.5 billion. Square 10 million Series A, now worth 4 billion. Square or Foursquare 1.3 million, worth 500 million. I mean, the
Wow.
list goes on. So, like,
Yeah.
obviously this guy has done something, and he's kind of been in the internet space, tech, Silicon Valley area for a hot minute.
Hmm.
But what people are betting on, at least from everything that I've heard and I can gather, is with all the BS rug pulls that happened last year and just a lot of projects that were hyped that aren't, doing anything right now, there's a lot of apprehension on where you're going to put your money.
Yeah.
Certainly at 2.5 Ethereum mint, if you go back to the whole Kevin joke, the Kevin meme with Pixelmon, like that was a 3 ETH mint. They raised almost the same amount of money and didn't do anything and burned everybody. So that makes people gun shy. So what people are betting on, and you hear Gary Vee talk about it all the time, they're betting on the jockey. So this guy comes from a traditional VC background and a business background and has a lot of connections, has a track record, a history, and has been immersed in the NFT space for about a year. Like if you listen to some of his podcasts, he was buying CryptoPunks and some of this stuff like super, super early, and just was one of the people that caught the bug that just went big into NFTs. And so I think people are looking at him going, okay, if I give you my money, you're going to deliver. So he has plans to do kind of like a Veecon type event where if
Hmm.
you're in this proof collective, it's kind of like a networking group for, people in the space. And there's just a lot of other stuff that they're planning on doing. I want to try to pull this right here. So Moonbirds, if you go down here, what they're talking about is they're staking, obviously, but they're going to Project High Rise. They're doing a metaverse play,
Of course.
but it all connects. So you've got the Proof Collective, right, which was like the initial, and
Hmm.
then there's another project that they kicked off. Their first project was called Grails by Proof Collective, and basically they took 20 of the top, I guess in their opinion, top artists in the NFT space, and they wanted to make a collection for the Proof collective holders. And this was the first thing called Grails by Proof Collective. And they launched these, and you could buy them if you were in the group, and looks like some pretty cool art.
Definitely.
And then kind of their I guess it was supposed to be their lower price, almost like a Veefriends Series 2 or like a follow-up project, Mutants, was Moonbirds. And I think timing, where the market is, I mean, you had Azuki just blow up. You know, a lot of the projects that are bringing money are from legit founders, legit people. And this one just hit it. And like I said, 9 days, if you look at the volume traded, it's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. You know, something that has really stuck out to me as you've kind of talked about this is that something we always go back to, he's established in Web 2. And so people believe in him in Web 3, right? And I think one of the largest examples of big players having his back is this right here. The Sandbox spent 350 ETH on this Moonbird right here.
What's
I mean,
350? I just want to do the numbers real quick because it's 350 times 3,000. That's $1 million, just over $1 million.
wild, crazy. I mean, if
Whoa,
that's not a
so I didn't even finish. Okay, so 75 million on Mint, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they've already done, so they have a 5% royalty. So the total that they've already made is 91 million. They did another 16.6 million this last week on royalty, that 5% that they get. So total, you're just under 100 million in 9 days. That's insane.
Anybody with a Moonbird out there watching, if you want to make a deal, slide in my DMs. We'll work something out. I'm cheap labor, great with my hands, all that good jazz.
Yeah, so I mean, I get it. I still think people not in the space probably wouldn't understand how $100 million like that would get raised in 9 days on a picture of an owl, I guess. But it's really the utility. That's the play that everyone's talking. What's the utility? And the utility is you're part of this exclusive group that you're giving your money to this guy, and hopefully he does some amazing things and the value continues to increase. And then you get just like, Bored Ape Yacht Club, how you got ApeCoin, 100 grand airdrop to you. You get Mutants that are at 30 ETH. You get Bored Ape Kennel Clubs. You get the Serum. All those things that have been given to you to add value and give you more money, basically. So that's kind of what people in the industry, the smart money, if you will, are all betting on this guy, Kevin Rose, which I just want to throw it out. Like, I don't know the guy. I just was doing research. But if you read the Business Insider, it talks about how he lost interest in this company, Diggs, and he was starting a bunch of other projects. And if let's say 3 years from now, some new thing happens and he decides to, have a bunch of other projects. I mean, we're a week in, but I mean, there's a lot that can happen here. I'm not saying that will, but read the article because I think it's an interesting take. And it'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out.
Do your own research, not financial advice. All that good jazz. Yeah, so Moonbird's definitely awesome. I think we're going to switch the conversation up. In lieu of my sweater here, it's no secret to the show that I am a big fan of Alien Friends, and Alien Friends has had some big things happen since we last talked. I want to go ahead and highlight some of them now. So first, something I've been waiting on for a very long time, Alien Friends decided to do their V2. And it started with this little thing here that they're calling an incubator. So the incubator, basically what it was, is they dropped one for each friend. So there was 10,000 of them. If you had 5 alien friends, you got 5 incubators. If you have 1 alien friend, you got 1 incubator. And so what the incubator did is it, kind of like the gutter cat juices, anything like that, it allowed you to mutate, or not to mutate, rather, to generate part of the Alien Friend Evolution collection, which is what they're calling their V2. Something that's really unique about this is that their V2s are not a derivative of the current alien friend that you have. It's a totally new creation. And so that's really cool. In addition to dropping everyone an incubator, they kind of presented you with two choices. You could either A, immediately burn your incubator to generate one of these alien friend evolutions like we talked about, or B, hold it for the ambiguous future use. And so that's actually what I elected to do. I'm holding mine for the ambiguous future utility, whatever that will look like. Something that is really interesting is they said that if you do decide to hold for future utility, you will not be able to go back and say, oh, wait, I don't like that. I want to go ahead and go with my alien friend evolution. So just something to keep in mind. A little bit, about the incubators. Like I said, there were 10,000 of them originally, one for each alien friend. It looks like now there are about 5,000 of them or so, maybe a little more than that. And I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are starting to stick with the let me hold this strategy. But if you don't want to hold it, you could wind up with one of these really cool alien friend evolutions. I will say, it is kind of unfortunate that the mint price was 0.25 and that the floor has dropped on them. I'll be transparent. I wound up minting 3, so I've taken a little bit of a loss here. But I'm not the most concerned about it. As you can see, it is kind of a totally different collection. Some of the things that the artist likes to highlight is that the lines are thinner. And basically what this is it grants you membership to the club. Now you can kind of hang out. I mean, everyone could hang out before, but now you can be an official member. What's interesting about these is that you will be able to stake your alien friend, these V2s, to generate friend coin. We do have to be clear here, though, that friend coin is not going to have any fiscal value in the traditional marketplace. Friend coin will only be able to be used within the alien friend uh, atmosphere. But what you'll be able to do with friend coin is you can buy whitelists, merchandise. Um, they'll send you out to their events. Kind of all the good jazz. You might be able to purchase other alien friends with it, that sort of thing. And so it is a really cool concept. I'll be staking all of mine. And in addition to that, they will be dropping UFOs, which I guess I'll pull up here, which you will also be able to stake. The UFOs will be free to all holders, all OG holders. And so that's kind of their plan right now is they're going to allow you to stake your UFO. You're going to be able to stake your friends, and then the value will be recycled, or it'll be cyclical within the friend community, if that kind of makes sense. Um,
Well,
I think it's
didn't
really
one
cool.
drop already? Like, because I saw there was I could go on and buy one.
UFO,
No, not UFO, just like
the
Alien
Alien Friend
Friend Series
Evolution.
2, I guess.
Yeah. So they did drop. So that's what I was showing, and you can go ahead and go buy one now. You can get in part of the club. The only caveat that they have, though, in an attempt to continue to generate value to their OG collection, is you can stake your V2, but you cannot claim the tokens without an OG piece.
Gotcha.
So that is kind of interesting.
Like a
They're
second-rate
generating.
citizen.
Right. Well, exactly. You are. So
Hey, what's the connection between Fullsend, Nelk, and Alien Friends? Because I know they collabed on some merch, but they seem to be they do a lot of stuff together. Is that fair to
yeah.
say?
So kind of what happened was, and this is my interpretation of the story, right? It seemed like Kyle and the Full Send guys were relatively new to the NFT space, just like anyone else. Alien Friends was one of the first projects I believe they came across and invested in. So they, I guess kind of naturally, your first anything you're a bit fond of. And they connected with Mason, I believe, the creator of Alien Friends, at a UFC fight, if I'm not mistaken. And so they kind of, sent it, did their thing, and decided to collab. And so yeah, they did merch. They actually dropped their own exclusive collection. It was a full send alien friend collab, which I want to highlight here. Definitely have to, I'd be remiss to not bring this up. So it'll be a good segue as well. So Alien Friends, what they do is to give back to their community, they enact or engage in what's called invasions, and that's just kind of like a mass giveaway that if you hold an alien friend, you can enter the invasion. Based upon your tier, is the the prizes get better with rarity essentially, and your likelihood of winning is higher because there's less rare items. And so, anyways, long story short, one of the invasions that I won was to get one of those alien friend full send collabs, and I wound up selling it for like 0.85 or zero 0.9 when Ethereum was up. And so I think I net $2,800, and I cashed it all out and put it straight to my wedding. And so Kyle, full send, all those guys, Mason from Alien Friends, really appreciate it. My fiance appreciates it too. Actually, to be specific, I'm pretty sure I pulled it out and put it down for like the hotel on our honeymoon, and I only had to pay a little bit more if my memory serves. So definitely
That's
have to bring
pretty
it up.
sweet. It's pretty
Yeah,
sweet
it is.
from being
It's
an owner.
really awesome. And so that's actually kind of like a great segue for me to talk about the other thing I wanted to bring up. The Alien Friends, let me share my screen, just announced their next invasion. And we'll be able to sign up for this next week. I mean, they're awesome. Over $220,000 in prizes. And so here's kind of like how some of the prizes lay out. The factions, kind of like I was talking to you about, are called Xenos, which is the most common. And it goes Femi, Lokia, and then Olu, which is the most rare. AFE, these are their V2. And you can just kind of see, like, for their best category
Oh
of
wow, so
membership.
giving away all that stuff.
Yeah, so for their best category of membership, you have an opportunity to win from 2 Alien Friends, 10 Ledger Nano X's, 4 Art of Seasons, 10 Feline Fiends, 2 Coolman's Universe, 5 Dippies. They're going to give 25 people who hold this $200, 5 people who hold $200 Friend clothing store coupons, 2 iPad with Apple Pencils, and 6 Alien Friend Evolutions. I'm over here in the Lokias, so what I qualify to win is 10 Ledger Nano X's, 2 Alien Friends, 4 Artist Seasons, 10 Feline Fiends, 2 Coleman Universe, 5 Dippies, 25 giveaways for $200, 2 iPad with Apple Pencils, 5 $200 Friends clothing store coupons, or 3 Alien Friend Evolutions. And then you can see that anybody who has that V2 membership, they'll be eligible to enter into this prize pool. And again, it's not as great as the OG, but you still have an opportunity to win Ledgers, Alien Friends, Feline Fiends, Coolman Universe, iPads, Friends clothing store coupons. I mean, that's not a bad gig, right? I'm operating under the assumption that this is going to be a sustainable project and that they'll be here for the long run. And so hopefully I can just continue to buy these and enter these giveaways. I think kind of the last couple of things I wanted to bring up about Alien Friends before I transition into our next topic is that they're also they're going to try and do a reality TV show. And so well, it's kind of like a competition. And so what they did is they are going to fly out 20 holders to Vegas, and you'll be able to compete for like two $20,000 cash prizes in a Tesla. And it's just going to be kind of like a Survivor style show as I interpret it. So I'm really stoked to see what happens. Mason, pick me. I've been training for the competition for quite some time.
So what do you have to just like put a video in?
No, it's just gonna be random.
Just
Yeah,
random.
I don't know
That's
why
cool.
I say it. I also haven't been training. I would have no idea what we need to do to train. But yeah, so that's coming up. And then May 1st, they're doing their new clothing drop. May 10th, they're dropping a Frens album. When have you ever heard of another project actually dropping a music album? So Pape, really excited for that. And then May 20th, the UFOs are coming out. So I'm stoked to see these big things on the horizon. And yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it. So, in other big news, let's move on to probably some of the most popular brothers in the space. It wouldn't be a show without talking about one of the largest events that is going to happen in this upcoming week. Veefriends will be doing Veefriends Series 2. And so you can see that the raffle, began April 21st. They're going to be announcing the winners tomorrow. And then you'll be able to mint around whatever EDT is. Let me go ahead and basically what I wanted to do is just kind of walk you guys through what exactly is going on here and how you can be eligible to mint one of these Veefriends Series 2. So obviously this is huge. If you've been in the space for any sort of amount of time, you know how big Veefriends 1 is. It's, some people call it the gift that keeps on giving. So I'm going to just kind of quickly from a high level perspective run you through this thread. So with Veefriends Series 2 fast approaching, their top priority is for it to be accessible to the community. So the mint price is going to be 0.335 plus gas. So it'll be about $1,000. Which, if you think about it, for something of this caliber, that's nothing. We just saw Moonbirds for 2.5 and what they did. So don't be scared by that. It says to ensure that everyone in the Veefriends community has a chance to mint, while also attempting to reduce gas. They want to get rid of a gas war. They partnered with pre-mint NFT, which I think a lot of projects are doing. Almost any project that I wind up on the whitelist for, I have to go through pre-mint. They just kind of gave a thank you to their community. And long story short, when you sign up for pre-mint, you're entering a raffle. So who's eligible to enter the raffle? It says any user who holds the member role in the Veefriends Discord as of Thursday, April 21st. Does that sound like you, Hofstra?
I don't actually. It's a long story, but no, I found out late, and then I was trying to sell some stuff, and no, you have to have 0.33 in your wallet too.
Okay, yeah, and you have to hold the member role, and then I think you also have to be following Veefriends. But it says basically what is a member role? It's someone who's verified Veefriends Discord role. So basically, if you can see all the channels, I believe you qualify as a member. You will be able to only mint one per wallet. I know that's always another question. But really, all you have to do is click this link, sign up, follow the prompts. It's really simple, and you will be eligible to enter. Here's the too long didn't read. Veefriends Series 2 public mint will be done via allow list raffle. It begins 4/21 at 6:10 p.m. EDT. It ends 12 a.m. EDT. The winner will be announced around 12:30, 30 minutes later, and then 30 minutes after that, minting will begin. So if that kind of sounds like you, good luck.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool because before they made you do you had to do a headstand, and then you had to fly to like Miami, and then you had to go buy 1,200 books, and like Gary Vee makes you work for this stuff, and people that are in the Veefriends project, man, they are like die hard. I knew a guy that bought $7,000 worth of books to get the book game, so that he could get. Yeah, I guess if you're in book game, then you got access somehow into Veefriends Series 2. Yeah, it's like it's so much for me to kind of wrap my head around. So this is easy. You just get you have to have 0.3, get in the raffle, and you have an opportunity. But yeah, anything V related is dope, which I guess brings me to my next project, which is Vayner Sports Pass. So again, I think at the beginning we're talking about betting on the jockey, guy like Kevin Rose. Well, pretty much like the top guy in the space is Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know. Would you agree? I mean, he's probably single-handedly brought more people into this space than I'd say anybody else.
Yeah, I would say him or Isaiah Hartman, probably 1 and 2.
So I got into this just because, like, I love fantasy sports. I love DraftKings. I play it every weekend. These guys like sports. They like game theory in their projects. So Vayner Sports Pass, it's a pretty reasonable entry point. Some people kind of got mad because at the beginning something happened with the mint where people lost money on gas, and so it didn't have the best start. But anything in the Vayner ecosystem for 0.3-ish is worth it. So if you look here, every one of these has a different icon. So this has golf, volleyball, there's football, baseball. And so right now, I don't think that this stuff means anything, at least from what I've heard and read. But down the road, this stuff matters. So you can go down here and look for icons. So there's hockey, tennis, golf, volleyball, basketball, football, MMA, esports, baseball. And some have multiple. Some have 3, some have 4. So the rarity traits and the colors and all that stuff's going to matter. But right now you just have to get in, and I want to pull up my Discord because I'll show you some of the cool stuff that they've got going on. So occasionally they do these like meet and greets almost. So Aljamain Sterling, the day after he defended his belt, was in. They call it a VC. It's a voice chat, and basically you're just having maybe with 100 people and like a awesome professional athlete. You just get a real intimate conversation. They had 2 football players on the other day. I didn't know who they were, but if I go in announcements, they also just did a partnership like with Micah Johnson. So Akutars, we probably could have added that to the list of stuff that happened this last week because this is a huge one. But Micah Johnson, they're doing a partnership. So if you own one, you get a free airdrop. I think it towards the end of the they're doing a collaboration, but at the end of the month, you get that. So it says to celebrate Akutars dropping today, the Vayner Sports Pass Treasury just swept the floor using Genie XYZ, grabbed 7 randoms, and they're going to be used for giveaways down the road.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff. They're and they keep saying it's a utility pass.
Yeah.
So they're talking about like imagine the NFL and tickets to the Super Bowl with like super VIP stuff, MMA events where you get access that you don't get anywhere else. So if you're a sports fan and you're looking for something that's going to give you stuff or are betting on a team that's going to deliver, I think he said they have 30 people in Vayner Sports, and it's been around for some time. They've got 35 athletes. I think on here you like last night.
Can you scroll to the bottom? Let me see who.
Yeah, Clay Guida, Macy Barber.
1-1 last night then.
Yeah, these are their people they represent. It's a sports management agency, but they've got a ton of stuff. I just like it because 1, it's the Vaynerchucks. 2, it's sports. And the entry point was good. So I was like, absolutely. I'm kind of mad I didn't buy more.
Yeah, AJ, if you're listening, Clay Guida, he takes people out fishing. Seems like an awesome opportunity for you guys to kind of run something. Don't forget who facilitated that exchange right here.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, if you look right here.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I was also listening to that podcast because, transparently, I'm very interested in getting in. And something that he said that was exciting is that in the near future, holders will be able to claim some sort of art that's done, I think, by an athlete. And so I'm really interested to see what that comes out to.
Yeah, that's Micah Johnson. He was a former professional baseball player, and he has the Akutars. So they just announced a collaboration that they're going to be dropping at the end of the month. But that guy's stuff is selling for serious money. The pre-mint pass, I think it was going for, I don't know. Akutars, look it up. It's pretty dope.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably grab one today or tomorrow. Got to do it. Like you said, the same thing's kind of been ringing in my head. It's like Vayner, anything at this price, how can you not? And I'm a huge sports guy, so I think I'm going to try and see if I could get little MMA football combo. That would be nice. Something along those lines.
I didn't know I got tennis and volleyball because I just bought the floor and I didn't know that the traits meant anything. And now I'm like, damn it. Should have got MMA and football.
Yep, definitely.
Eventually.
Hey, who's your football team? You like the NFL? What squad do you like?
I grew up in Colorado, so I've always said the Broncos.
Okay.
But I don't know why. I think I might become a Raiders fan. That sounds really weird, but right now is a good time. They're not winning anything. It's a new stadium, new city. And then the guy that started the Raiders, watched the 30 for 30. And you can't not like the guy.
Al Davis is.
Oh my God, his story is just incredible.
Nice.
I was fired up after I watched that. I was like, I'm gonna be a Raiders fan.
Nice. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, man. We won't hold it against you.
So that's about what I've got. The other stuff that I've been messing with a lot is Tezos.
Okay.
And I think maybe we can get into that on another episode. Was there any
definitely. Or maybe if we have some time here, I'm going to run through a couple other things that I have. You could show some of the stuff you bought, right? Because I know you did a little bit of
go ahead and talk. I'll pull it up.
Yeah. So quickly, I just want to make sure we reference we had an awesome show with Football Critters and Jeff Gavea. It was really sweet. We're
That was
both, like
cool.
we said already on this show, into gambling, into DFS specifically, and into sports. And so what they're doing is really awesome. They just are launching their project, at least, the marketing aspect of it. As a matter of fact, we just joined their Discord yesterday. And so I was thinking for this week, maybe we'll kind of keep with that theme of projects that I think are gems before the public realizes it. So we're
I,
going to kind of go with like diamonds in the rough here. And so the first project that I want to talk about, and I will be totally honest with you guys, I've been thinking about getting another tattoo. So that's actually kind of part of the way that I came across this. And so there's this new project called CryptoFoos that's coming out. And so it says CryptoFoos, are you fools ready? Who are the fools? It talks a little bit about this here. Long story short, it says that their team is rooted in the Los Angeles area. Their artist is already the owner of a brick and mortar tattoo shop in downtown LA, where they're going to have in real life utilities and expand the CryptoFoos brand. So they will have kind of four factions, which I also think is really cool. The Fool, Zombie, Alien, and then to be determined. Here's a little bit more about their team. I did also think it was really interesting that their computer kind of developer is a 17-year-old computer science undergrad. Uh, that's kind of close to my heart as well. So I really appreciated that. But yeah, I think what I'm most excited for is this guy here, Mikey Cortez. And so let me go ahead and walk you through a little bit about my guy Mikey. So if you check out his Instagram here, right off the bat, you can see that here he is, traditional tattoo artist. He's got some really cool stuff that he's done. I really like the art, and again, we always talk about getting behind people who have completed projects, right? And so I kind of feel better about putting my money into um, someone who knows how to run a business, right? Who's probably faced some sort of ups and downs with his business and has been able to, maintain success throughout. Also, if you look here on this belt buckle, it says ETH. I don't know if that's intentional or maybe has some sort of other meaning. But Crypto Fools, yeah, I'm definitely interested in them. Um, their website looks sweet. I was going to show you their Twitter here, Crypto Fools, and look, 1,100 followers. So you guys remember this. We're showing you this at 1,100 followers. If it does something big, tell your friends about our show. But
looks like the
are you?
homies, like the
Yeah,
little
yeah.
homies.
That's actually what it reminded me of. Yeah, is the homies that you could buy in the little vending machines and those sorts of things. So, Crypto Fools, Mikey Cortez, awesome. I'll kind of run you through the next couple of projects that I wanted to talk about just real quickly. That was, kind of the meat of what I wanted to highlight. Claynosaurz, I may have talked with you guys about them previously. Really awesome. I actually had a meeting with their team. They are really awesome. Trust me on this one. They've got 4,200 followers. They're working on getting some stuff ready on the back end. You see the sweet animation down here. They're going to have, I believe they're going to have different dinosaurs. I'm stoked about this project. They've got a great team, and if nothing else, I've been a freak for dinosaurs since I was a kid. I love the kind of idea of an animation. I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen yet or not. No alpha being dropped there. But again, you look at it, it's done really professionally. Um, Claynosaurz coming soon. So I'm stoked for this project. That's another one that's on my radar. And then kind of the last one that I want to talk about is this 3L3 fans. I believe, yeah, here you go. Created by Ice Cream.eth. I believe he is a goon as well, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got that community support behind him. They've got a Discord. You should check it out. Everybody's really cool in there. They're just kind of getting things started. You see, join March 2022. Not even 1,100 followers yet. But this project I really like. I think it's going to be cool. I love the art. I've always had a heart for elephants personally. Sometimes, you know, you kind of go with the vibes in the space. You see good people, and I want to get behind projects that if they face some adversity, they're gonna do what it takes to keep the project moving and grind. You can see they aren't huge on Instagram, only 43 followers, but I wanted to call out this because they are beginning, and I scoped out these projects and I think they have some great opportunity. Finally, though, speaking of vibes, this one isn't necessarily diamond in the rough, but I actually, in lieu of our buddy Alan Reyes, who we had on the show, and I'll drop the link here, somewhere you can click that link and check out his show. He was talking about listening to lo-fi in one ear and listening to Alan Watts in the other ear. And so I actually came across this project. If you spend time in the space, you'll realize that like lo-fi is really huge. People really love lo-fi. I've heard a couple of statements like if you listen to lo-fi, you don't need to sleep. Lo-fi is the best medicine. It heals all these sorts of things.
There's a lo-fi channel in every Discord almost.
Exactly. I didn't even know what it was before diving into this space, truthfully. And so there's this project that's coming out. They're 5,555 pieces. I don't even really know exactly what the utility is, but it's got really cool art, and the tracks are awesome behind it. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and take a gamble on 0.09 on this one. So this one may come back to bite me. It's not sticking with the diamonds in the rough theme, but I wanted to call it out because I like it. Here's their website as well. Make sure you check them out. And obviously, again, do your own research, not financial advice. But these are kind of the projects that I don't think are being brought to the mainstream right now that I'm looking at and maybe have massive potential and, definitely something you want to keep your eyes on, if nothing else.
Yep. And kind of in that same vein, no, these are definitely not mainstream. So in NFT projects, you have Ethereum, right, which is the dominant blockchain. Then probably Solana, I would say, is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tezos, maybe Avalanche. I'm not sure which one. Cardano. But this right here is where I spend a lot of my time. And in my opinion, Tezos is the most functional, easy to use blockchain of any of them. Like there's stuff on here. What's that?
Just real quick here. So I see up here in the top left, it says Kukia. And so for those who don't know, what is Kukia, right? It's not MetaMask. I don't know if you can do Tezos on your MetaMask or not. But can you talk to us maybe just about those before you dive into this?
Yeah, I don't think you can. You have to wrap it, and there's a whole conversion thing that you have to do. But no, Kukia is a wallet. So all you do is you go to kukia.com, and then you put your seed phrase. The way you log in is a little bit different. It's not like, I don't know, basically it just saves everything. So you have these key phrases and you put it in, then you put your password and it comes up. But this is what the wallet looks like. The cool thing about Tezos in the Kukia wallet, like all your NFTs are right here. So here's a bunch of the stuff that I've just recently bought. I have a .tez, so Hofstra.tez. It's the same way like a .eth works, so it goes right into your wallet. And so all of my NFTs are right here. And then if I want to go to like Gap has a project, McLaren, Ubisoft, one of, wow. And where I spend a lot of my time is right here on Tezotopia, and I actually pull it up. So this is what I've been messing around with. And if I go right here, this is a metaverse. These are all the lands that I have right here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dang.
And I'm mining minerals. So look right here, this is what I'm getting. And I'll show you something. So this isn't going to be a lot because I just claimed it the other day, but I'll go back here. So look, I don't have a ton of Tez because I just blew it all on art. But so I have 5 right here, right now. Mm-hmm. And see how this says energy, mineral, uno. These are all minerals. There's also another one called machine. And so you're mining that every day and you're getting paid to mine this stuff. So if I go right here and I press claim, this will pop back up, confirm, and then give it a little bit. And I probably got, I don't know, $8 maybe.
Dang, for doing that. Okay. I thought you were going to say 12 cents. That's pretty nice. Shoot,
no, $8. It's legit. Yeah. And
I think with $8, you could probably buy 100 McNuggets, honestly.
Dude, $8 on Tezos, you can buy some sick art, believe it or not.
Yeah, so I did see you post, one of the things that you posted that's really cool that I think you should at least show, if nothing else, is the, I think you called it like gang or something like that. You know, the ones with the masks that you bought? Do you know what I'm talking about? Are you able to do that right now?
Yeah. So check this out. Objkt. And again, if you go from your, oh, whoa, boom, look, I've got
Nice.
7. So what's that? $7. I just got $7 right there.
Nice.
For mining my minerals.
Nice.
So you can go right inside your wallet to Objkt.
And Objkt is this the Opensea of Tezos?
Yeah, pretty much. So if you go here, there's not a ton of projects. Like this is your top projects right here. So I bought Tez, I guess would be like one of the premier projects. Dogami, that's kind of an OG project. Tezos, Neon. So I bought 2 Neons this week. These are generative art. Whoa, I bought them for 18, so they're up not that much. But apparently the height on this was like double at one point. So I bought 2 of these. And then if you want art, there's just cool art. Like if you're a collector, if you just want to get into art and you think that you're priced out, like real art, I've been buying real art for 20 years. And, you know, $5,000 is like not that much for a piece of art, for a true original piece of art, like an oil painting. But you're priced out from most people, and it's hard to buy a piece of art, let alone a JPEG. But you can get in here, like some of these right here, for really cool stuff. And you don't know, sometimes these people are really legitimate artists coming from other platforms that are getting involved on this. I actually met a guy in the back alley who turned me on to this guy, and he said, look, this is the guy you got to follow. So I actually DM'd him, and it was like 12 o'clock at night, and he sent me like 30 artists. He's like, he was so jacked to tell me about all of these different artists. And so the next day I went and bought like 7 of them. So I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, but I know enough about art, and I was looking at some of the stuff, and, you know, he seemed knowledgeable. And then it becomes like almost like a little puzzle or a rabbit hole. You go down and you find what genre you like. So yeah, what I bought these right here, and I just thought they look cool. And it's weird because they show up in hen, but check this out.
Oh, sorry. I was reading about all these companies that are, this is what I was talking about.
Black and white photography. This guy had some pretty badass photography, and that's one of them. I bought a set. I bought this other one right here. I just thought it looked cool. And sometimes if you buy them, they'll do actually I reached out to the artist. He was super pumped that I bought this, and he said, hey, if you want it printed, just let me know and I'll get it printed for you and tell you how much it costs. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Dang. So I'm trying to get my homies to start rolling to the club like this, honestly.
Yeah. My taste is a little bit different, but you walk into my house, you're probably like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, yeah, so I've been spending a lot of time on Tezos. I'd love to get in on an episode and onboard you and show you what I think. To me, it's like a long shot, right? It hasn't had its day, and we don't know where the space is going to go, but I can tell you, Ethereum, if it stays with the gas fees, you can't do half the stuff you can do on these other chains. Now, they say when ETH 2.0 comes out, that's going to get fixed, but who knows? So if you just see what big names, what big companies are investing in this, and you think we're early, it's an inexpensive way to get leverage against Ethereum or,
Absolutely. Yeah. I was just reading, like I said, about some of the big companies that are building on Tezos. It says major automobile companies, including BMW, Audi, Porsche, Bosch, Siemens, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, some other ones that I'm not going to name because I don't want to get made fun of because I'm not a car guy. Tesla, SpaceX, and NASA will likely use Tezos blockchain as well. I was also reading that said Red Bull Racing.
My question is why? Why would those type of businesses want to go on Tezos instead of Ethereum?
Right. And here's another one. It says QR Capital, Brazil's largest crypto hedge fund, announced that they're building a digital exchange on Tezos.
Well, I'll tell you what I think, or at least what I've read, right? If you take the stance that NFTs are going to be here, like this train has already passed and it's only going to get bigger, right? Well, to have mainstream adoption, it's got to be simple. People aren't going to go through what we go through to buy Ethereum NFTs. This is pretty straightforward. Now it's somewhat of a stretch to get, but it's like once you're in, it's very easy to use. Now, if they can simplify this more, and they're calling it the green blockchain, they're saying that it's energy efficient, but it's like pennies on pennies to make a transaction, and it's quick. So, like I said, if it's difficult, the average person's not going to do it. But if you can simplify it and make it easy, and people are seeing that here, yeah, Ethereum's huge right now, but I think there's going to be a world where we live in, multiple blockchains, and who knows? Right now, it's like, try them all. I encourage everybody to try. Get on Avalanche, get on Solana, get on Tezos, get on Ethereum. See the differences. That's the only way you're going to really know if you like it or if you don't. And like, at least for me, I kind of had that aha moment when I got on Tez, when I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I was telling you I was looking at getting those chickens that our buddy Sam Sage put us on to, 1,800 a pop when I looked.
Wow.
It's an expensive chicken, but I mean, I read something once and it said I couldn't afford Bored Ape at 1 ETH. I couldn't afford them at 10 ETH. I'm now buying one at 140 ETH, right? And I think that we're going to see that story reign true more and more and more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I had to talk about this week.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, what a crazy week, man. It was like so much. Every week is like that. It's like, what do we talk about? There's so much big news happening. We've got what, 8coin, or the land sale coming up. That's like the next big thing. So all the mutants and Bored Apes kind of took a rise. Plus every other project that was associated to them, like Toads and I guess did you ever see the trailer that they came out with?
I did, man. Really awesome.
Yeah. So
really
pretty much
cool.
any of those NFT projects this last week, when they were talking about the land stuff coming out, went up. They like doubled.
And it's so funny because if you didn't have one of those NFTs, I was speaking with some of my friends, different friends, not that are not connected to one another, and everybody said it feels like we're coming into a bear market. What happened this week? But yeah, like you said, a ton happened this week. We barely scratched the surface. We could talk forever. Gutter Cat Gang had their rats come out, so on and so forth.
Oh, mine looks so sick.
The space is evolving so quickly. We say a week is like a year so much that it's becoming cliche. But that being said, we appreciate you taking the time to spend your week with us to learn about what happened, what's upcoming. If you have any questions or anything about the content that we covered, definitely put it in the comments and let us know. DM us on Twitter. We're happy to help. If you want to see Hofstra onboard me to Tezos, so maybe you can follow suit, definitely let us know in the comments. Otherwise, keep engaging with our channel. We're going to be doing more and more giveaways. We've got some hot ones cooking up. We've got some awesome guests lined up for you guys. So make sure
you beat me to it.
Yeah,
I mean, we've got some hitters coming. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I'm gonna put links in the description to the podcast. These have been instrumental in my learning curve, and it's just good information. And I suggest that you dive in and listen to as much as you can and learn, because each has a different take. So that's going to be in the show notes, in the descriptions. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something.
Yep, absolutely. And like you said, we're lifelong learners as well. So if you've got any tips, tricks, alpha, anything like that we should know about, definitely let us know. Until next time, we're Web3 DJs.
Peace.
Peace.